ॐ शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः।
Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13, verse 28. Read.
समं पश्यन् हि सर्वत्र समवस्थितमीश्वरं न हि नस्त्यात्मनात्मानं ततो याति परां गतिम्।
The Jnani, who is able to know the Atma or Parameshwara, abiding in all without any change in its real nature, such a person doesn't kill oneself by oneself. This is what was told. Means Parameshwara, who is Sama, Tulyataya, independent of the features of the upadhis wherein it resides. So the one who sees this, knows this directly, he doesn't kill oneself by oneself. In this context, a doubt was raised. No one kills oneself. Then how do you say that this person doesn't kill oneself by oneself? If there were an occasion of killing oneself by oneself, you can say, you can negate it. But this is not so at all. So nobody wants to kill oneself. Let us not take into account the suicides here. But generally, left to oneself, nobody wants to kill oneself. How do you say this ignorant person kills oneself by oneself? Bhashyakara says, this is not a defect. Means negating that this person doesn't kill oneself by oneself is not a negation of something which is impossible. If it were so, what is that? Killing oneself by oneself were an impossible proposition, then you can say negation of this is not correct. Yes, that is true. Killing oneself by oneself is impossible. Nobody wants to do that on its own or on one's own. No, sir. What is meant by killing here is forgetting oneself. That is what Atma Tiraskarana. Atma Tiraskarana is Atma Vismriti. Forgetting one's own real nature, which is Paramananda, free from samsara, and mistaking oneself to be Sukha Dukkhatmaka Samsari, Janma Maranavan, itself is what is called as here, that forgetfulness itself is called as killing oneself, depriving oneself one's true nature, which is most covetable. So from that standpoint, Atma Tiraskarana as Hanana, killing, is most appropriate. This is now being elaborated by Bhashyakara. Sarvo hi anyaha bhashya.
सर्वो हि अज्ञः अत्यंत प्रसिद्धं साक्षात् अपरोक्षात् आत्मानं तिरस्कृत्य अनात्मानं आत्मत्वेन परिगृह्य तमपि धर्माधर्मौ कृत्वा उपात्तम् आत्मानं हत्वा अन्यम् आत्मानं उपादत्ते नवम् तं च एवं हत्वा अन्यम् एवं तमपि हत्वा अन्यम् इति एवं उपात्तम् उपात्तम् आत्मानं हन्ति इति आत्मः सर्वः अज्ञः.
In this sense, which is elaborated now, Bhashyakara says, or what Bhagavan means is what? Every ignorant person is the one Atma, a suicide as it were, one who kills oneself by oneself. What is that? Let us know. He means Prasiddhi. This is universally known. It is well known. What is that? Sarvaha Ajna. All ignorant people. What they do? Atyantam Prasiddham Sakshat Aparokshat Atmanam Tiraskritya. Atmanam Tiraskritya. Having forgotten oneself. And what type of oneself it is? Atyanta Prasiddham. Very well known. How? As Sakshat Aparokshat Atma. As directly, self-evidently known. Sakshat, directly. Aparokshat, verily as I. That Atmanam. Tiraskritya, Vismrutya, having forgotten, means it. Who knows not that I am not? And also Shastra it is said, it's Paramananda Sarup, not subject to Janma Marana. But he forgets that. He doesn't know that. And what does he do? Anatmanam atmatvena parigriya. Anatmanam, deha, mana, buddhi, etc. Which are truly not I. What did them? Atmatvena parigriya. Having considered them as Atmaswarup. Having forgotten the real nature of I by mistaking what is not I as I, then what does it do? It identifies the body. And with that body, it does karma. What karma? Papa punya. Tam upatam atmanam. He has taken one body as I. What does he do with that body? Which is taken as I, Atma. Tam upatam atmanam. That body which is acquired as I, Atma. Atmanam. What does it do? Tamapi, even that body which is taken as I as Atma. Dharma, dharma, kritva. Having taken two, having done dharma, punya, adharma, papa. Having taken to the deeds, karmas, yielding punya and papa. What does he do? Upatam atmanam hatva. Already the body that is taken as I, hatva. Hatva means in course of time having died. Not intentionally killed, but in course of time having died means that body is thrown away now. The body which was taken as I, by which Papa Punya were done, and in course of time, having abandoned the body, having destroyed the body, Anyam Atmanam, Anyam Navam Atmanam Upadhyate. Take another new body as I. Simple. Having taken a body as I, by performance of karma Papa Punya, in course of time having given up that body, takes the new body as I. Well, at least does it stop there? No. This process continues. Tam chaiva hatva. The second body that was taken, even having destroyed that, anyam evam. Take the third body. Of course, you can't say 1, 2 because already since beginningless time he has taken endless body. But for our analysis, 1, 2, 3 we get it. Say anyam evam. Having destroyed the second one, anyam, third one, he takes an I. Tamapi hatva. Even the third one having destroyed in course of time by death. Anyam, fourth one. Iti evam. In this manner, what does he do? Upatam atmanam hanti iti. Every body that is procured as I, the jiva, what does it do? He hanti. Hanti means he kills, destroys. Therefore, sarvaha ajnaha atmaha. All ignorant people are suicides. They kill themselves. In this manner, first deny or forget the true I, mistake as what is not I as I, do papa punya, give up that body, again one by one, having destroyed in course of time by death, new goes on taking. In this sense, all are what? Atma. Those who end themselves, those who kill themselves. This is one way of looking at it as Atma. Now, other way of looking at it. How is that? Continue.
यः तु परमार्थात्मा असौ अपि सर्वदा अविद्यया हत एव विद्यमानफलाभावात् इति सर्वे आत्महन् एव अविद्वांसः. आत्महन एव अविद्वांसः.
So one may say, sir, what you said is correct with respect to the body as I. But this is not applicable to real I, Satchidananda. Who can destroy, kill Atma, Chaitanya, Rupa Atma? No, it is not applicable at all. That everyone kills oneself. Not that. So that doubt is possible. With respect to the body, which is mistaken as I, yes. One after another, they are being destroyed in death. But as far as Chaitanya Rupa, Satchidananda, Atma is concerned, it is indestructible. Achedya, Madayam, etc. How do you say so? Now, from that standpoint also, there is destruction of oneself. How? Yahatu Paramartha Atma. Yahatu means whereas or as far as Paramartha Atma. Paramartha Atma means the true Atma. Chaitanya Satchidananda Swarupa Atma. Asavapi, even that Atma, though indestructible, even then, Sarvada, all the time, avidyaya hataiva, as though destroyed, killed by ignorance of oneself. Why so? Because vidyamana phala, there is absence of result in terms of its reality, or there is absence in terms of not knowing or discarding the real nature of Atma. What is that? Vidyamana phala. The phala, the outcome of one's true nature. What is it? Nityanandanubhava and samsara bhava. Me, all the time, limitless happiness, which is self-evident, self-experiencing. Not only that, samsara bhava, total cessation of sorrow, of samsara, which is natural to Atma. What is that? Abhava. This person deprives oneself of this nature on account of ignorance. As a result, what? Such Atma is as good as doesn't exist at all. So let us say, a multi-billionaire, as a result of some psychic problem, forgot that he is the owner of such a wealth and mistake oneself to beggar and start begging in the street. Is it not killing oneself by oneself figuratively? That is how it happened. Though Paramananda Swarupa, though totally free from samsara sorrow, taking oneself to be samsari, run after the world for crumbs of joys, tinsels of joys, and always get persecuted by calamitous samsara sorrows. So that is how it is. Sarvaha, sarve, all. Atma hanaha eva avidvamsa. Sarve avidvamsa. All ignorant people are what? Those who kill oneself, they are, in this sense, suicides only. In contrast to that, we can say now, Atma Jnani doesn't kill oneself. Continue.
यः तु इतरः यथोक्तात्मदर्शी सः उभयथा अपि आत्मना आत्मानं न हिनस्ति ततः याति परां गतिं यथोक्तं फलं तस्य भवति इत्यर्थः.
Yastu itaraha. In contrast to this ignorant person, the other one, with a jnani, with a yathokta atmadarshi, one who has got the atma darshana of Atma, who is described so far from chapter 2 onwards. Means Atma Jnani, who has discovered himself to be Paramanda Swarupa, free from sorrow of samsara. Saha, that jnani, Atmadarshi, Ubhayata api, Atmana Atmanam Nayanasti. In both ways, it doesn't kill oneself by oneself. What is that Ubhayata api in both ways? One way of destroying oneself is what? By taking the body as I. Second way of destroying oneself is what? By not knowing Atma. By not knowing Atma, by mistaking the body as Atma. There are two ways of destroying oneself. Atma Jnani doesn't do that. Ubhayatapi in both ways, both manners. Atmana by oneself. Atmanam oneself. No hinasti doesn't destroy. Tataha thereby. Param gatim yati. He goes param gatim yati. That is, he gains the highest abode, means discovers, he gets moksha. What is the param gatim yati? What is told by Bhagwan? It means yathoktam phalam tasya bhavati ityartha. Tasya, for that jnani, yathoktam phalam bhavati. He gets the phala result as told, promised by the Shastra. What is it? Moksha. He gets the moksha. Thus, jnani doesn't kill oneself by oneself. Now, other doubt is real. See, in this 28th verse, samam pashyani sarvatra samavasitam ishva. Having seen, having known Parameshvara, who is abiding in all alike, tulyataya, without any change, without taking unto oneself the features of upadhi. This is objective. How is it possible? When this Parameshvara is abiding in various types of upadhi, automatically the features of upadhi will get stuck to Parameshvara. As a result, what will happen? Superior, inferior, Parameshvara will come into existence. You can't say is tulya sama, etc. That is a doubt for which the next verse gives the answer. Read Bhasya.
सर्वभूतस्थम ईशम समम पश्यन् न हिनस्ति आत्मना आत्मानम इति उक्तम तद अनुपपन्नम स्वगुण कर्म वैलक्षण्य भेद भिन्नेषु आत्मसु इति एतद् आशंक्य आह.
Iti edad ashankya. Having doubted so means anticipating such doubt on the part of the audience or Arjuna. Bhagavan, before putting forth the question, he answers. Sarva bhutastham isham samam pashya. Having seen Ishvara abiding in all alike, the same manner without any change whatsoever. That jnani atmana atmanam nainasti doesn't destroy oneself by oneself. Iti uktam. So it was told by Bhagavan where in the earlier verse 28. Here's the doubt posed to them. Tad anupapannam. Sir, that is anupapannam, improper. That is wrong, sir. How Because Swaguna Karma Vailakshanya Veda Bhitneshu Atmasu. See, Atma abiding in, dwelling in different types of upadhis, embodiments, which have got such differences or distinctions. What are those? Swaguna. Guna here is the vikara of prakriti in terms of sukha dukkhadi. So guna just means because of different types of joys and sorrow that the Atma abiding in different bodies undergoes. Swaguna, Vailakshanya, then Vailakshanya distinction, differences. Karma, Vailakshanya, Dharma, Papa, Punya, such karma phalas are different. Veda Bhitneshu, as a result of, because of this distinction, the Sukha Dukkhas, Papa Punyas, being distinct in different embodiment, and therefore, because of this distinction, Bheda Bhitneshu Atmasu. Atma is Jiva, abiding in the body. With such Bhinna Sharira, and therefore that Atma also must be Bhinna. It has got features of the Bhinna, different types of bodies. Therefore, Atma must be different. Iti etat. So, how do you say one and the same when this is the case? Iti ashanke. Having doubted, Bhagwan has replied in verse 29. Read the verse.
प्रकृत्यैव च कर्माणि क्रियमाणानि सर्वशः यः पश्यति तथात्मानम् अकर्तारं स पश्यति.
Karmani sarvashaha prakrutya eva kriyamanani. Yaha tatha pashyati atmanam ad cha akartaram ad pashyati saha pashyati. One who has this knowledge, one who sees so. What is that? Karmani sarvashaha prakrutya eva kriyamani. All karmas without exception are undertaken, performed, done by who? Prakriti only. Here, Prakriti is, what is that? The body mind assembly, which is the product of Trigunatmika Maya, dependent on Brahma. Our body is made up of Sattva Guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna, the constituents of Maya, the creative power, dependent on Ishvara or Brahma. Ishvara from the Vyavahara, worldly standpoint. Brahma from reality standpoint. But Sarvashaha, what is Sarvashaha? Sarvashaha means of all types. How many types of karmas are there? That is, it can be kamya, karma taken to for gaining specific results. Nishkama, as in karma yoga, only as worship to Ishvara. It can be vihita, enjoyed by the Shastra, or it can be nishiddha, prohibited by the Shastra. Like that, irrespective of the type of the phala, or irrespective of the type of the karma, all karmas are performed at the level of body only. Body, mind, intellect. See, can Chaitanya by itself do anything? No, it has no body. Can electricity by itself give you breeze by the fan? No. Can electricity by itself give you light? Can electricity by itself give you the cool refrigeration? Can electricity by itself give you this, make you see the form or hear the sound? No. It simply is. But in its presence, these gadgets give us different manifestations. Like that, the Chaitanya Atma, what is that? Doesn't do anything. They are at level of karma, they are at level of upadhis only. So, yaha tatha pashyati. The person number one sees this. Means the person who has known his Swarupa free from upadhi knows that all karmas take place at the level of the body, mind, intellect. Tatha pashyati. Further, atmanam cha, and atmanam akartaram pashyati, says to be the non-doer. Because what is the Atma Chaitanya? Is Deharahita. No karma is possible. Pashyati, Saha Pashyati. He is the Paramarthadarshi. So one who does knows oneself to be, that is what, Akarta. And all actions are done at the level of Upadhi. He has the real knowledge of oneself. Pashyati. Let us see. Means Paramarthadarshi. Paramarthadarshi, the one who has the disposition of knowing oneself in its reality. Take the Bhasya. Prakrutya.
Prakrutya. Prakrutihi bhagavataha maya triguणात्मिका. मायां च प्रकृतिं विद्यात् इति मंत्रवर्णात् तया प्रकृत्या एव च न अन्येन महदादि कार्यकारणाकार परिणतया कर्माणि वाङ्मनः कायारभ्याणि क्रियमाणानि निवर्त्यमानानि सर्वशः सर्वप्रकारैः यः पश्यति उपलभते.
The one who sees like this, Tatha is that. What is that? Prakrutya eva. What is Prakruti? Shankara explains. Prakriti, because Prakriti has got different meanings. Bhagavataha Maya, number one. Maya, the creative power wielded by Bhagavan. Trigunatmika, of the nature of what? Three gunas. Sattva guna, Rajo guna, Tamo guna. How do you say? This is what Shvetara Upanishad reveals. Shvetashara Upanishad 4:10. Mayam tu prakritim vidya. No Maya to be what? Prakriti. Shvetashara 4, chapter, verse 10. Iti mantra varna. Because in accordance with this mantra, it is said Maya is called as Prakriti. Tatha Prakritya evacha. So by this Trigunatmaka Prakriti Maya only, all karmas are being done. That eva is there. That eva hola is what? That is to show that nothing else does it. That is actually Prakritya evacha. That evacha means na annena mahadadikarya karanakara parinatataya. Not by any other prakriti, which is what? Which is gets transformed in terms of mahadadi karya karana parinataya. Means the prakriti which becomes mahat, etc. The prakriti which means what Bhashyakara means. This is not the prakriti referred to by Sankhya philosophy, which becomes mahat, etc. Not that prakriti. Because their prakriti is independent of Purusha. Purushas are many. So therefore, Atma, Jivas are many, and Prakriti, which is inert. One more thing. Oh, here also, ours also inert. Inert is what? Is different. And there is no connection between Purusha and Prakriti. In Vedanta, we say, Prakriti in the sense of Maya, no doubt inert, no doubt distinct from Purusha Atma, but it depends on Purusha. Not totally independent. As the result, what happens? There is no duality. Purusha, independent entity, Prakriti, another entity, no. One is predominant, main, other is secondary. Mithya in nature, which is not possible in the case of Sankhya. Because they say they are independent of each other. And manyness is there. Manyness means it has to get destroyed. Any parichin unlimited get destroyed. So that way, so Bhashyakara points out, Prakriti word referred to by Bhagwan in this verse doesn't mean the Prakriti as defined by who? By the Sankhya philosophy. So that is Prakrityacha means na annena, not by the other one. What is the other one? Mahadadi karya karanakara parinataya. That is to deny the Prakriti enunciated by Sankhya. Not that. Karmani are done. What are the karmani? At all levels. Vang, mana, kaya, rabhyani. Karmas undertaken at body level, mental level and speech level. Kriyamanani, nirvartya manani means those karmas which are accomplished like this. And these karmas, what type of karma they are? Sarvashaha. Sarvashaha means sarva prakarai. Whether they are kamya, nishiddha, irrespective of what type of karma they are. Yaha pashyati. The one who sees means upalabhate, perceives, knows. Tatha. Tatha means karmas are done at the prakriti level only and not at the level of Atma. Tatha. Continue.
तथा आत्मानं क्षेत्रज्ञम् अकर्तारं सर्वोपाधिवर्जितं पश्यति सः परमार्थदर्शी इति अभिप्रायः.
Atmanam. Whereas who is that Atma? Kshetrajnam. Kshetrajnam chapi mam vidya. Me Parameshwara on this Kshetrajna was told. That Atma Parameshwara. Akartaram. Non-doer. Means sarva upadhi vivarjitam pashyati. Sees as one who is vivarjita, totally free from all upadhis. What are these all upadhis? Physical, mental, causal. All upadhis free from all this pashyati. Saha, that person, Paramartha Darshi Abhipraya. He is Paramartha Darshi, the one who sees, one who knows the Paramartha Swarup. Iti Abhipraya, this is what Bhagwan means. Paramartha Darshi can be taken this way. Paramartham means Satyam Atmanam Drashtum Shilam Asyaiti. The one who has got the disposition to know one's Swarupa in its real nature. Saha Paramarthashi iti abhipraya. This is the intention of Bhagwan in saying Prakriti vacha karmani, etc. Continue. Nirgunasya.
निर्गुणस्य अकर्तुः निर्विशेषस्य आकाशस्य इव भेदे प्रमाणानुपपत्तिः इत्यर्थः.
Says there is no pramana to point out or prove that Nirguna Atma is what? Different in different embodiments. Nirgunasya akartu. The Nirguna Atma who is akarta, is not a doer. Take Advaya now. Nirvisheshasya bhede Nirvisheshasya add kshetrajnasya. Nirvisheshasya add kshetrajnasya. Bhede akashasya iva pramananupapattihi ityartha. This is what it means. As for the Veda, duality, in the case of Nirguna Kshetrajna, Nirgunasya Akartu Nirvishesha. The Kshetrajna, who is both Nirguna and Nirvishesha, because free from gunas, free from Vishesha, attribute, characteristic feature. Akartu Bhede Pramananupatti. There is no pramana, valid means of knowledge, which can establish actual duality in the case of Atma, Kshetrajna, with Nirguna and Nirvishesha. This is what it means. Yah pashyati Atmanam akartaram saha pashyati. Again, the same Samadarshana. The nature of Atma, one and the same, in and through all embodiments, is described from a different angle. As you have seen many times, Bhagwan Krishna explains and highlights one and the same truth from different standpoint, because Bhagavan also knows this is a difficult subject matter. Why? Not because the great masters had some deficiency in communication. Not so. It is because what is to be conveyed, what is to be taught, is not available for words and the mind. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasa. Speech, words, and the mind, they bounce back, return as it were, without being able to have any access to Atma Swarupa, Brahma Swarupa. And yet, we have to communicate through words. Therefore, there is a great difficulty. So the great masters, Jivan Muktas, avatars, who are like a bilingual, they know the Advaya Brahma and also the Sadvaya Jagat. And what they have experienced, what they have known as the real nature of Atma Brahma, when they come out of that experience, they try to verbalize what that Atma Brahma is. Underline, try to verbalize. Because truly it cannot be verbalized. You can't describe them. So that we make an attempt from that standpoint. Bhagavan Krishna is again explaining the same Samadarshana in some other way, so that one method or other method should click in to make one aware of one's true nature. Bhasya Punarapi.
पुनरपि तदेव सम्यक् दर्शनं शब्दान्तरेण प्रपञ्चयति.
Punarapi, once again. Tadeva Samyak Darshanam. Same Samyak Darshan, right knowledge. What is the right knowledge and wrong knowledge? Knowing Atma in its real nature, right knowledge. Mistaking the body, etc., Atma as I is not right knowledge. Elsewhere it is said. What is jnana? Advaita darshanam jnanam. Seeing the non-dual Atma, Brahma, that only can be knowledge. Rest all apara vidya, lower knowledge, or not the superior knowledge. So that is how Punarapi, therefore, Samyak Darshanam, Shabdantarena Prapanchayati. Vastu, sum and substance same. But the words, phrases, the method used is slightly different. Yadi, yada iti. Connection to verse. Read.
यदा भूतपृथग्भावम् एकस्थमनुपश्यति तदा एव च विस्तारम् ब्रह्म सम्पद्यते तदा
Tata eva cha vistaram Brahma sampadhyate tada. Yada bhuta prithak bhava ekastham anupashyati tataha eva cha vistaram tada Brahma sampadhyate. Tada Brahma sampadhyate. When one knows this, what is it? Yada, when? Jnani bhuta prithak bhava. Existence of different types of entities. How he says, ekastham anupashyati. Sees as abiding in one and the same principle. How pashyati? Anu. You may say one and the same, how principle it is? See, Chaitanya abides in the bodies. Bodies differ, we accept. But that bodies are, though appearance may be different, they are basically Pancha Mahabhutas. They are made up of Pancha Mahabhutas. So that being the case, so though different, sees Ekastham. Ekastham means is one Chaitanya Rupa Atma, which no doubt may be free from gunas, but in reality, it is the final truth. Ekastham, abiding in the one and the same Atma Sarupa. Pashyati means what they see is not joys and sorrows, not what is at the external level. In and through what has happened or what is there, one and the same Chaitanya Atma they see. Anu Pashyati. Anu means in accordance with the Shastra Acharya Upadesha. Pashyati. Further, Tata eva cha vistaram. What is the Tata eva cha? Tataha Atmanaha eva cha. From that Atma itself, vistaram, that is expanse. The expanse of this in terms of Jagat. Vistaram, in terms of birth, Srishti, and expanse of the Jagat. Tada, then, Brahma Sampadyate. What is gained is Brahma Sampadyate. He gains Brahma, means he discovers oneself to be Brahma. This oneself to be Brahma. Bhasya, yada yasmin kale.
यदा यस्मिन् काले भूतपृथक् भावं भूतानां पृथक् भावं पृथक्त्वम् एकस्थम् एकस्मिन् आत्मनि स्थितम् एकस्थम् अनुपश्यति शास्त्राचार्योपदेशतः मत्वा आत्मप्रत्यक्षत्वेन पश्यति आत्मैवेदं सर्वम् इति.
Yada, we'll add there, Vidwan, Jnani. Yada means when, means Yasmin Kali. When Jnani, what does he do? Bhuta Pruthak Bhavam. That is diverse nature of all bhutas, of beings. Bhutanam Pruthak Bhavam. Pruthak Bhavam means Pruthaktam. The distinctness, the difference among all types of beings. Ekasmin Atmani Sitam. Ekastam. Ekastam means Ekasmin Atmani Sitam. Abiding in one and the same Chaitanya Atma, in the sense one who sees the entire expanse of Jagat superimposed, adhyastha, on one and the same Chaitanya Atma. Anupashyati, anusrutya pashyati, says in accordance with the Shastra and Acharya Upadesha. Then he says, how? Anupashyati, Shastra Acharya Upadesha matva. Matva, Jnatva, having known through the Upadesha, teaching of Shastra in accordance with the Acharya Upadesha. Vedanta Shastra, Adhyatma Shastra is such a text that it needs to be learned from a competent master who has resolved his tatparya. Otherwise, there may appear many seeming contradictions. Truly, there are no contradictions, but they may appear to be there. So you should know the one, you should learn from the one who knows this all about and who has well got thorough tatparya nishchaya. What exactly the purpose? Why the purpose he knows? So Shastracharya Upadeshta Matva Jnatva Pashyati Anupashyati. What is Anupashyati? Atma Pratyakshatvena Pashyati. This is my Swarupa, as described in the Brihadaranyaka. Atma eva idam sarvamiti. Brihadaranyaka 2:4-6. Atma itself is idam sarvam, entire Jagat iti. That is, everything is abiding in, superimposed on Atma. And from that Atma itself, everything gets manifest. Tata eva cha vistaram. You will see that. That portion you see.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि